First of all, thank you very much for this interview, Mr. Nakayama. Welcome to Mexico.
Oh, thank you.
I think this is your first time, no?
I came when I was a kid, but it's my first time in many years, and first time at a Mexican convention, so that's very exciting.
Okay, excellent. Well, like I told you before, we are going to talk about a little about comic books. We want to know about your career. First of all, tell us how everything started for you with the comic book industry. What was the thing that made you say, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah, I'll tell you, and it's going to have a lot to do with this convention, actually, when I get around to it. But I was a kid who liked to draw, you know, and I drew things like Garfield or Nintendo games, you know, 8-bit Nintendo. That's how old I am, just to date myself.
Oh, come on. Come on.
But one day, some kids in my neighborhood showed me Uncanny X-Men by Jim Lee, who is here at this very same convention, and I was like, wow, like that's amazing. I want to do that for the rest of my life. And that's what it was. So from then on, after I saw that, I was trying to teach myself how to draw comics. And it took, you know, I went through college, I went through comic book school, I did an internship with a comic book company. Finally, I was good enough to start getting work. And so that's how it happened.
Okay, excellent.
But the trigger was Jim Lee.
Okay, and he's here. Are you going to meet him?
He's here. I hope so. They told me I might be able to meet him this afternoon. I'm a little bit freaking out. So.
Oh my God. Okay, I will be also. Thank you very much. Next question. On average, how much time do you dedicate to your craft every day? How is your day about your work day? How much time do you spend on this?
Oh, my wife would say I spend way too much time all the time. I kind of work too much, to be honest with you. I take on too many projects because people offer me too many cool things. I feel like I can't say no sometimes.
Okay.
You know, even though I'm turning down projects every day, good ones, I still take on too much stuff because I love everything, right? I love Marvel, I love DC, I love Disney. Those are things I'm working on right now. I love video games. I'm doing some video game art, so I keep really busy.
For example, one of these illustrations, one of your covers, one of your prints, how much time do you invest on one of them?
It really varies a lot.
Okay.
So the fastest I've ever drawn a cover is about 1 day. Start to finish, yeah. But some covers take a whole week. And it depends on how many characters are in there, how complicated is their costume, is there a lot of lighting to worry about, background to worry about, things that are just difficult to draw because I've never drawn it before, whatever, you know, it can be up to a week.
The result speaks for itself, let's say.
Most covers are probably 2 or 3 days, but sometimes up to a week.
Okay, for example, currently you're doing more than amazing work in Marvel Legends. You are like breaking it. They are great. Can you tell us what do you think, or what is the process or decision-making process to say, this is the pose that I want for this character, this is the energy that I want this character to project? How do you think about it?
Right. Are we saying Marvel Legends?
In the illustrations, because they are like, they need to be only one illustration that represents the entire character. Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you think about it?
So Marvel Legends is very different from other covers that I might do. And the difference is that most of the time you have a very tall rectangle to work in. You know, a comic book cover is more open, you have more space to work in, but on a Marvel Legends space, it's very tall and thin. That is the biggest challenge.
Okay.
Because Jim Lee once said in one of his videos that the secret to action in comics is having the characters sideways, having their centers of mass apart. And when you're forced to have them standing straight up and down, it's the opposite of that. It means they're stable and they're barely moving. Exactly. So that's a problem. So what I do is I try to maximize the amount of movement that I can given the limitation. So you'll always see in my Legends illustration that someone is leaning over as much as possible, as you know, just a little bit, whatever I can do. But that's the challenge, and that's how I try to solve it.
Okay.
Oh, but in terms of how do I portray the character?
Yes.
A lot of it is Hasbro itself will say, hey, you know, when we think of this character, we kind of think of these things. Or I might pitch the same thing. Like, when I think of this character, this is what I imagine them doing. So we are looking for that quintessential, iconic, classic shot.
Very much like, do you remember the trading cards? Very much like that, no? The Marvel trading cards. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
More or less something
I've
like
got
that.
those.
Of course, I have those also. They are amazing. That's a great part of our childhoods. I think we're going the same, or less
We're
the same
probably about
age,
the same
probably,
age. Yeah.
Probably. You told me a moment ago that Jim Lee is one of your best influences, greatest influence. Do you have others?
Oh yeah. So after Jim Lee was my gateway drug to comic books, of course I still love him to this day, but I discovered other people. You know, like I interned with Mark Silvestri.
My God, you're
For a while, that was a gift. He's amazing. He's a great teacher. And then I discovered Adam Hughes. I think he's the master of pinup. And then
absolutely, yes.
Right? Who's better than Adam Hughes? He took some time at a comic convention one time to critique my portfolio. I asked him to. I got up the nerve to ask him in the middle of a show. He wasn't there for me at all, but he spent 30 minutes talking to me about my portfolio. What a guy.
You like it?
I'll never be able to repay him. And then also J. Scott Campbell. You know, these are all people who have been really influential to me, who I tried to learn from or absorb some of their knowledge over the years. You know,
maybe he's the cover master right now.
Who's better than J. Scott? What he has is energy and personality, and his characters all look like uniquely like him. Nobody draws like him.
Exactly.
I can't draw like him, but I want to channel that kind of energy and uniqueness. So that's what I'm aiming for, even if I can't be J. Scott Campbell, you know?
What kind of characters exactly do you enjoy more drawing? What are the kind of characters that you like? The bold ones, the lean ones, the women? I don't know.
Well, so two answers to that. One is that I'm a fan first. Like, I do this because I love these characters.
Yes.
So I like to draw any character that I'm personally a fan of. So that usually includes most of Marvel, most of DC, TV shows that I watched when I was a kid, you know, Star Wars, of course, stuff like that. So there's that. If people ask me to draw a character I like, I will probably say yes. But what I've found over the years is, maybe from absorbing knowledge from Jim and Adam and J. Scott, they're all very good at drawing women, and that's something I really liked about their work, and that I've tried to cultivate over the years. And people tell me when I post a beautiful super heroine on Instagram, it gets lots of likes.
Yes.
People really like those, so my fans are telling me keep doing that.
Yeah.
Right? They seem to like it, so I keep doing it.
At the end, you need to give the fans what the fans want.
Right? Yeah, and maybe that's what I'm better at. I don't know. I enjoy all of it, but I really do enjoy drawing, you know, beautiful, powerful super heroines.
Yes, great.
So the fans like it. I like doing it. We have a match.
So you are saying Jeffrey Scott Campbell, Jim Lee, Adam Hughes, all of them are the same. Yeah, of course.
My heroes. So.
Finally, what can we expect from David Nakayama in the near future?
Wow, gosh. So about a year ago, I started with DC. I've been waiting 30 years to get a try at DC, and so I'm very excited about trying my hand at new DC projects going forward. I just started ongoing covers, the main covers on Catwoman. I can hardly believe it, but beside that, we're going to have some Harley coming up, a short run on Poison Ivy on her new series, and many other DC projects. So I'm very excited about DC. Back at Marvel, I've been with Marvel a long time. Just wrapped up the last cover for the second series of Gwenverse. It's called Shadow Clones, where she fights a villain. Okay, that's coming out. I just finished that. And of course, Hellfire Gala is going to return this year. I just turned in a couple of covers related to that I cannot wait to show people. I got to design some of the outfits.
Yeah, you're going to design some of the outfits.
I've already finished designing outfits for 2 major Spider characters that will, I understand, appear in the actual series. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Nakayama, for your time. Thank you for being here in Mexico. And, well, we will see you. We'll see you around, okay?
Thanks for your hospitality and for chatting with me today.
No, thanks to you. Señoras y señores, David Nakayama aquí con nosotros. Hasta la próxima.